So, you think you have what it takes to join the Warriors Guild, eh? Well, I'm not gonna lie, being a warrior isn't an easy road. The Warriors Guild is a proud and noble tradition of getting hits and hitting people. The men and women of this guild are people of action, not thinking. Being brave enough to stand between the jaws of death and your friends isn't something that most sane people would want to be a part of, and carrying armors and weapons can be a harrowing experience in and of itself in any quest. Still want in? Alright then, let's run down the basics. Warriors have a practical, no-nonsense kind of kit. If you want to live or die on your feet, you're going to need quality steel, and lots of it. That's why warriors have a total worn armor value of 6 points. Don't worry, no one in the guild started their first day in armor, and there are plenty of people in the guild that you can talk to set you on that path. That said, not everyone has the endurance to shoulder plate. Just find a value that works for you and doesn't gum up your sword strokes. Warriors can use any shield and melee weapon, and also javelins. Not many guilds have access to all kinds of shields, so you might want to look into that starting out. A good shield will always give pause in the melee. Javelins are the only weapon that can be thrown and strike in melee, and as such, it never hurts to have one or two handy. Just remember, take care of your equipment, and it'll take care of you. The color for the Warriors Guild is purple. When you get one, try to keep it clean from all the mud and blood of the battlefield. As soon as you don that sash and walk onto the field, you are considered a level 1 warrior. At level 1, a warrior has the ability to gather what he needs from the slain foes. A warrior can use the scavenge ability within 30 seconds of killing a foe to regain 1 point of armor to a single location, or repair a broken weapon or shield. To activate the ability, just say scavenge outside of 10 feet of an enemy. For some of you more skeevy guildmates, no, you can't use this ability by killing an ally. After you've been around the block for a bit, and you can pass a level test from a rules rep, you can reach level 2. At level 2, a warrior gains the ability to enhance their weapons or their shield with the Hardened enchantment once per life. You will need a white strip of cloth when you use it. And to put it on yourself, you say at the incant, "I enchant thee with Hardened" 3 times. Yeah, I know that sounds like a spell, and you came to this guild to bash heads, not memorize tongue twisters. This enchantment isn't magic though, so it doesn't even take up an enchantment slot. Gotta leave room for your caster friends to feel helpful. Hardened makes it so either your shield or your weapons can't be destroyed by non-magical means. Arrows will bounce off your weapons, or great weapons will recoil off your shield. Having gear that you can trust means a lot in the thick of battle. If you make it to level 3, you probably know death on a first-name basis. The True Grit ability makes it so you can enter the frozen state for 30 seconds rather than be slain. This is done by declaring the wicked flee when I pursue. This isn't something that can be done lightly though. This effect does nothing for your broken gear, and all your enchantments are taken away. Remember, this ability will not work if you are cursed, and you only get 2 uses per refresh. So don't waste it. Not everyone gets a second chance at life, let alone 3. There are few things more gratifying than calling a coward out. After level 4, you gain the use of the Insult ability once per life. This ability can be used to force a target to give you their undivided attention. Or run. Now this ability is technically a spell, and needs a free hand to say, "I command thy attention, Sirrah," 3 times. Though you can move your feet rather than having to plant them like casters do. This ability forces your opponent to either attack or cast only at you. If used craftily, you can stop casters from supporting their team with enchantments. Though if you use it improperly, well, you'll get yourself killed. Just have a plan when you use this ability. It can either be a handy tool, or it can be a death sentence. By level 5, I hope you understand how to handle yourself in a fight. Shrugging off arrows and blades is easy, but with the Shake It Off ability, you can now shrug off spells and states as well. This ability, when activated, will end a state within 10 seconds. This ability is activated by saying, "I shall overcome." This can only remove one effect, so pick well. It can also be used while under the sway of abilities that would normally stop you, such as Suppressed. Shake It Off is usable once per refresh, but you can recharge it using the recharge incant 3 times. It takes a lot to muscle yourself out of a block of ice, so take a breather when you find a lull in the fighting. You'll need it, if for nothing else than to remove the frozen status from your True Grit. Warriors who make it this far know what it is to be a bastion. Upon hitting level 6, a warrior is blessed by the souls of long-forgotten heroes of the guild. A warrior of this caliber gains the use of the Ancestral armor enchantment 3 times per refresh. The incant for this is, may this armor protect you from all forms of harm. And it's not hard to see why. With an enchantment active, any strike, no matter how powerful, only removes 1 point of armor from the struck location. Also, any spell ball or arrow striking the armor will only count as 1 point of damage to the struck location, even if the effect was engulfing or a spell ball. This mighty power is also not a magical enchantment and does not take up your enchantment slot. So, if what I have said has got your attention, then you probably understand that Warrior is a melee-oriented class. If you look on the field where the battle lines meet, that's where you'll find the most purple sashes. Warriors can draw the battle lines of their whole team. As long as a warrior isn't blasted with a verbal magic, then they can handle most situations. Watch out for casters and you'll be fine. Being such a commanding presence on the field has its own problems. The better you do, the more likely the enemy will send casters to abuse you. Even some martial classes have abilities that can escape you, or even control your ability to act. If you're not getting a lot of kills, don't get frustrated. It just means that the enemy has to spend their resources to deal with you, and not others. Well, do you still think you have what it takes to be a warrior?